Now, there was no gunpowder on Michael Brown's body, which would mean that he was not shot at close range, but the pathologist says he did not have access to Michael Brown's clothes, which could have residue on them. Again, we are monitoring reaction. Joining us now to talk about this, criminal defense attorney Janet Johnson. Hey, Janet, your reaction here is we heard about the autopsy yesterday. We got more information today. What's your take on it as you listen to some of the details?
Well, the first thing is that it's a private autopsy. Why wasn't the autopsy that was done first by the government, why hasn't that been released? Initially I thought, well, maybe it takes a while for them to prepare it. I've had autopsy results that took weeks. But if Dr. Bodden, who's one of the greatest pathologists in the country, if he can do his basically in a couple of days, why hasn't the government released theirs and done a press conference exactly like this? That was my first reaction.
Got it. Dr. Lawrence Kobylinski joins us now as well, also renowned in the field, a forensic scientist joining us by phone. Dr. Kobylinski, give us your take as you hear more details about this autopsy done by Dr. Michael Bodden.
Well, let me just respond to what I just heard. I think autopsies are not complete until the toxicology reports are done, and that could take a number of weeks. And I think that's the reason the state's autopsy report has not been issued as yet. Dr. Bodden has a different kind of job. He comes in with a second autopsy, not privy to all the information that the first autopsy provides, and he draws conclusions based upon what he sees on the body. And what he's found is that there were 6 shots that actually hit Michael Brown. What we do not know is how many shots were actually fired. It's quite possible there were warning shots. We never found those bullets. In fact, the bullets that were found in Michael Brown's body, there were only 3, when we know there were 6 shots. So there are 3 bullets that were never found. But what we are hearing now is that of all of the shots fired, only the shot that hit the crown of the skull was actually lethal. At that point, he could not move whatsoever, which raises the question about the other shots, the first 4 or 5 shots. Were those meant to slow him down or stop him? And perhaps that didn't happen, and then the officer felt he had to shoot to the head. I mean, we don't know.
Right.
The autopsy certainly does not answer all the questions.
Right, at this point. And we know, to your point, the autopsy done by St. Louis County, that's the first one. It's been completed. We're waiting on the results. We have the one by Dr. Bodden, and the third one's going to be done by the Department of Justice. Mike Brooks is with us, our excellent law enforcement analyst. Here's a tweet from Lisa Bloom, our colleague. The autopsy only tells part of the story. I want to know how many shell casings at the scene. Were there missed shots as well? What questions do you still have after hearing some of these details?
Well, you heard that there only 3 rounds were actually in the body. Now, did they recover the other ones there at the scene? We don't know. We don't know exactly what forensics were collected at the scene. The shell casings, I think, very, very important of where the rounds were fired. There's reports that there was one fired inside the vehicle or near inside the vehicle. So there's just so much we don't know. It just brings up more questions, Mike. But it does say, okay, yes, there were 6 rounds shot. There again, were his hands up? Were his hands down? We don't know. And was Michael Brown coming back at the officer? He's 6'4", 292 pounds, according to police reports.
Got it. All right. Mike, Dr. K, Janet, guys, thanks so much. We got to run here. We wanted you to join in the conversation, though.